Nothing says hard rock like somebody with one of those Olympic floor ribbons coming towards you. Fuck me.
Yeah, if you watch that whole video, it's just an amalgamation of stupid things doing on the floor. At one point, he's pointing a hair dryer at someone, going.
It's one way of doing it. I mean, Cannibal Corpse wrote songs like "I've got skulls in my house, I keep guns for killing," things like that. There, and then they found skulls and guns in his house.
It's not like he was hiding something.
But you know, if you want to go full Van Halen and just do an Olympic floor routine, then fucking go nuts. Yeah, well, you know, Easy Boy, it's one of those things. If you're that assured in your own sexuality, then you can dress any way you want and do floor routines like that without anybody questioning you. And you just go, I know who I am.
If you want to go a step further, you start looking at videos from Twisted Sister.
Fuck. I'd forgot they existed.
Oh, they exist, and they've got more makeup than most women today wear. That's saying something.
More. Just more. All of the more.
And with that, welcome everybody to the 45th episode of this unofficial Hobby Hangout. We've passed the 100 subs, and I have no idea what to do. Wait, I'm going to drink.
Huzzah!
Huzzah! Also, I think we will do something very unheard of. We are going to make a timer.
Make a what?
See, tightly scripted show. See in the top right, we're making a 1 hour countdown. And when that hour is gone, the show's over.
That's very clever, Mr. Bond. I like that.
Let's see how far we can get.
Oh yeah, imagine a pair of rambunctious old cunts like us, we're not going to get anywhere near there. Or alternatively, what I want is for when it reaches 1 second, just to freeze there and not ever hit 0. That would amuse me as well.
Well, it could go either way.
You never know. Pays your money, takes your chances.
There could be anything happening. So, we have some projects. First off is Rastaman, 23rd Steel Legion Regiment for Epic Armageddon. Well, this is a game system we haven't touched on in a long time.
A long time. This is correct. We were here when he put his very first post up, where I was more or less going, well, this looks like it could be interesting. I hope there's more at some point. And lo and behold, there is more at some point. So, as you can see, he's hammering through them. But that's the whole point of Epic, is you don't have to fuck around individualizing everybody. Although I will point out, he has individualized the beam blades with freehand scroll work on the side of them. Because, you know, that's key. I know people who wouldn't try that on a 28mm tank. Never mind on a 6mm tank.
Yeah,
these are 6mm kids. None of GW's current
just
12
looking
mil.
at this number
Griffin.
on the side.
Yep.
And the scribblings.
Bombard mortar. Bum, bum. Delightfully exploding.
This warms my heart.
Or it's beautiful.
Could also be the beer.
Could be that as well.
And he's a cheeky bastard. He's not uploading single images, but he's doing collages.
Yeah, which is something I believe you can do with the internet. There are big pictures as well, which really amused Lloyd if I ever show it to him.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he would have a minute for himself.
Oh yeah, well, you would have to pause filming while he went and rubbed one off.
Laying his chin on his
on his special chin rest.
I thought
so he doesn't rattle his teeth when he's going for a leg shaker.
I was actually going, okay, I know this looks stupid as fuck, but I wonder, is that comfortable in any way, shape or form?
Maybe when he's sitting on his giant silver ball. remember he's got one of those big yoga balls.
Oh, also, if he ever accidentally rolled backwards too fast, he's not in any danger of hitting his jaw because it's already sitting flush on the desk.
That is true. That is true.
And if he were any smaller, like, say, Sam, he would be dangling on his chin.
Just be hanging off the fucking bench.
Calling for his wife. Dear, come get me down. I'm falling.
But I will say, it's an absolutely fantastic little project, especially if anybody's interested in doing micro armor, because it does a really good explanation of how he's painted these and shows some techniques like over highlighting, reinforcing shadows, as he calls it. So you really push the highlight towards the top end of the tank. And for micro armor, even if you're just doing it by a heavy as fuck dry brush, you really need to make the bastards stand out, because otherwise they will get lost in the table. So it's a Jimmy L. Koenig. It's nice.
This is really interesting.
Yeah, it's a fantastic blog. If people aren't aware of Epic, it was a game that GW used to do before they decided they didn't like games anymore, and replaced games that were viable with massive fucking models.
And if I would go out on a limb, I would say Epic is the reason I'm sitting here today, even though I've never played Epic. But it was the game that really caught my eye when I was on guard duty during my first or second year in the Bundeswehr, and was bored as fuck and just bought a White Dwarf on the sheer, oh, that looks interesting, let's get it.
Just look at all the tiny tanks.
Yeah, and then I was flicking through it, and there was issue 20 of the German White Dwarf, because at some point they started translating it and then counting from one again.
They wasn't just German, they did it with several foreign language marks. I've got the Spanish issue something around here somewhere.
Yeah, and I think it was a battle between Space Marine and Tyranids. And at the same time there was announcements for Gorka Morka and Battlefleet Gothic, so it was practically the pinnacle of Gvulu.
Yeah, I was going to say that's all the small scale stuff.
Yeah,
that must have been around 99, 2000 sort of time.
Yeah, 99 seems to be correct. 98, 99, some place.
Yeah, 98 was Gorka. I think Gothic came out in 99. Because then they got into the habit of they would drop old games from the stores. So they would drop Gorka to bring in something else, like Blood Bowl or whatever. They'd start cycling through the older games.
Yeah. And I really wish Epic would make a decent comeback and not something like Adeptus Titanicus, because tanks.
Yeah, the stompy robots are good, but it's like Space Marines. We're not here for the flashy armored fucks. We're here for the Solar Macarius summed it up best. What I cannot crush with words, I will crush with tanks and guns of the Imperial Guard. And that's it. The whole idea of literally being able to look at a planet and go, I'm just going to keep throwing regiments at this until the problem goes away forever. And Epic really did that beautifully, because you could just swamp boards in a way you can't.
And it's a very decent PC game, actually. The Final Liberation was made.
Oh, fuck. I haven't saw that in years. I had that.
Let me guess, you have the same 3-game box as I have, with Final Liberation, Chaos Gate, and what's the third one?
That sounds hauntingly familiar, yes, because Chaos Gate...
Shadow of the Horned Rat.
No, might have done.
So
Shadow of the Horned Rat was great anyway.
I'm currently looking at.
But I remember Chaos Gate being particularly bad. It was like a shitty XCOM. It was all...
yeah, it was, but not really.
Yeah, but Final Liberation was awesome.
Final Liberation had grand video sequences filmed in between with actual humans in actual costumes.
Like everybody used to do in that stage. It was very, Command and Conquer. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
Gone now. Dead. They hunted down every existing copy. Killed the people who owned it.
They're not getting mine. Running a stream in the middle of my grandpa nap hour. I'm terribly sorry. Deal with it. Next project then. More Golo, Angels of Stealth.
Angels of Stealth.
Flat battery. Well,
so Flat Battery, it's a new project, and I quite like the idea behind the project. So the continuation of the lockdown, going to start and do something, not one of his unfinished projects, but a whole new army from scratch. So here it is, Space Marines, stop yawning at the back. I just love that. It's like he knows us.
Why not doing something or finish something when you can start something new?
Start something new. So, it is literally, here's my test scheme and here's my idea for what it is. I really like the silver effect he's gone for his Raven Guard, rather than being super chrome or just a heavy dry brush over black. It has a nice desaturated.
For some reason, this screams Iron Fist to me.
Iron Fistings.
Wasn't their chapter color similar before the heresy?
Iron Hands.
Oh, Iron Hands, yes.
Iron Hands, Iron Claws, I know
Hands
the ones you're talking about. Yeah.
Iron Hands with those with the spare part arms and legs.
Yeah.
With semi-cyborgs.
The ones who turn to chaos, the metally ones.
Yes, the nice ones.
If you say so. I like the custard Marines. Crimson Festings and Imperial Festings, much better. But yeah, it's really nice. I'm interested to see where he goes with the rest of it. To an extent, obviously, as Space Marines, there's only so far you can go before I do start yawning. But I do like the color concept, shall we say. I just like the little details, like the rear, the pack having the sort of slight differences in tone, or almost like the exhaust vents are a bit darker, but first, still not dirty.
At first glance, it looks like a monochromatic paint job, but if you look closer, it's actually more paints. And I think if he hadn't taken that picture with flash, we might even see more differentiations in shades.
I don't know if there's a huge amount. I think there's a lot of edge highlighting going on. So yeah. I think a lot of it is flat panel stuff and then just the edges. But, well, like I say, we'll see. We'll see how things pan out over time. Maybe by the time he gets to the end, it will be summery enough that he'll be able to take a daylight picture for us. So.
Oh, and speaking of new projects, I've got an old project delivered.
Ooh.
Kids on Wheels delivered.
Yeah, I got mine last week. They're somewhere.
Yeah, I've got mine yesterday. Yeah. Yesterday. With an awful lot of stamps on the envelope.
They just do that as it goes through customs.
Thank God, no.
Imagine just when it hits the British Postal Service just before it leaves the UK.
Oh God!
It just gets handed over to somebody going, "Fucking Brexit." Stop.
Actually,
and then they piss on it and then fuck it in the post.
There's no seal on them. These are still usable, possibly.
Wow, won't be long.
Yeah, and it's £3.27.
That's not bad. Mine only cost $1.55, I think, to get to me. I generally have no idea where I've put them. Well, there they are. Although you can't see them because they're under stuff.
We don't want you to strain your muscles again.
No, this is too far away. I can't take the risk.
We don't have time for that.
No. Well, I'm sure people would enjoy watching me roll about screaming just out of camera shot.
Yeah, but only if you leave the microphone on. So the next one then is Josh to go doing Infinity. I think we have seen his Infinity goodness before.
Yes, we have.
And he's doing lovely bases.
Doing lovely bases. I like where he goes, I did all this, I did that, I did everything else, and then I looked at it and went, that was a waste of time, I can't see any difference. Fuck it, just edge highlight the bases, move on with my life. I like that I'm not the only one who puts a fuck ton of time and effort in and then looks at it and goes, you can't see that. It would have been much easier to do something simpler. I'm looking at you. Conquest fucking Spires.
Conquest Spires?
For the Conquest Parabellum game.
Oh. I thought you meant the Conquest magazine from GW.
Oh, fuck no.
I was wondering.
Not only no, but fuck no. They sent me a Sigmarine one day from work when they were sending me stuff down, which I imagine was their some sort of form of hilarity on their behalf. That went in the bin.
Next time you know they're sending you Mutinous to paint.
Doesn't matter, the stuff in Larn wouldn't get checked anyway because we're like bonded. It just bounces through the UK until it hits Larn. Larn's only for Great Britain type things.
Now, would you look at these markers?
I'm going to go out on limb and say they weren't free-handed.
Possibly not. If they are, I'm quitting the hobby.
No, I've seen them before. I can't, and I want to say it was Micro Arts, but I could be wrong. But I know Micro certainly do really nice additional pieces that you can
Got these
put on
Custom
buildings
Meeple.
and stuff. Custom Meeple, there you go. There's somebody out there. But yeah, I think those are really, really cute, especially for like objectives.
Yeah, and they fit the style of of the
Infinity.
game.
Oh god, yeah. Aren't those the tanks that they woke the her and the soldier up out of from Idiocracy?
They look a bit similar. Though now that the Orange Ape isn't in charge anymore, I'm hoping we can get that thing back into the realm of movie and not being a guide on how to make a country. Please.
I don't know.
Pretty-
Personally, I don't want to derail into politics right now.
No,
but if you haven't heard, all 5 of his attorneys for his impeachment trial have quit, and at the moment he doesn't have a legal team, and I'm hoping he decides to represent himself.
Oh god!
Because I would fucking tune into that like there's nobody's business.
Oh
So we
god!
have to film the Weekender. I don't think we do today, Warren. Oh, I've got better things to do. Fetch me my popcorn. He's about to explain how the China virus was brought on by pizza shop Peter
In that case, I think I would need something stronger than popcorn to sit through the sitting of the. Oh god! You're giving me nightmares.
It's good times. Good times. Anyway, so yeah, so Josh and Soapy Dodger have both been scratching my Infinity itch, which is very annoying because I don't want to do Infinity right now.
Well, then let's get on to the next. Oh, Lena did something.
Yeah, this
SD
is,
and I plays Death May Die.
Yeah, and I'm not saying lockdown's getting to her. It's probably getting the most of Danes. They are, after all, Danes. But obviously, seclusion and too much bacon has led to playing a game with a stuffed animal. Oh, hi, Lena. But yeah, if you are planning on playing Death May Die, you may want to skip this because it's a bit of a spoiler because the scenarios are scenario based. It's, there's things going on, but it chose not Indiana Jones and Rasputin, Russia's Holy Love Machine, to go, I suppose, dungeon delving against some cultists. Everybody's favourite. So it's a turn-by-turn, essentially after-action report, a wee battle report for the Cthulhu-esque board game. So
the trouble with board games currently is I would need somebody to play against.
Do you not have a stuffed dog? That's all you
Yes,
need.
but he's cheating.
Oh, fucking dogs.
Oh, the last game we played was what's the fucking English title again? It's this board game where zombies are all around and you're collecting stuff from within. Dead of Winter? Possibly?
Zombie?
Yeah, zombies.
Well, I don't know. Zombie.
It's quite fun, though a bit random, let's say.
Is that me as many? I'm assuming we're discussing Rasputin.
Rasputin. I need that on button, I think. to make him dance over the screen.
What can I say? I look good for a dead man. I used to have a coat like that.
I have a coat like that. But I'm missing a hat like Indiana Jones has. So it would fit me. I tried. I looked stupid with it.
I died twice in this game. Well, that's clearly the sign of the game is shit then. It's going to go around murdering me up.
Also,
anyway,
how can she be here if she has been murdered?
Me? Oh.
Hmm.
The lab had an accident. Now they're all hurting. Happy days. So yeah, if you've never played Death May Die and wondering if it's for you, it's a very interesting little bat report. And if you just want to see somebody actually playing a game, there's a few like that in this week's collection of people just actually playing games, just for novelty.
To remind people, games are not only there to be painted but to be played, which is heresy.
That's a bit weird. Don't know how I opened that page. But anyway, so yeah. So moving on.
Next then is Clashing of All the Spears. Lena, again.
Yep. It's another combo, so if you actually want to see some hobby that isn't a game. Did some work on some goals for Clash of Spears. So these are Vetrix. I'd like you to open either of those, or possibly both, Timberly. Just like to point out, just not a fan of the paint job. Apparently, for some reason.
Why?
I have no idea. Why are you not a fan of the paint job, Lena? Something not good enough, something. People are laughing at me and my constant stripping of miniatures. At least if I got them to that stage, I'd probably leave them. I think it's safe to say those are fucking spot on.
They're totally fine. I don't know where the problem is with that.
Just base and a wash. No highlighting, apparently. Just throw it out there. I'm not saying you should bully her, chat. I'm just saying she talks about stripping them again. You should feel free to bully her. Also, there's a game in there on video. So if people want to see how Clash of Spears is played, then you can do that. It's a mere 2 hours. It's a mere 2 hours long.
2 hours, yes.
So you're done via the medium of
weird interwebs.
Yep, the creator of Clash of Spears and his son as my proxy dice roller.
Which dice rolling
worked very well for me, it has to be said. Despite my tactics and strategy was particularly poor, and I was pulled out of the bag on many occasions by some fluky as fuck dice rolls, so for which I'm forever grateful. So if you're interested in Clash of Spears, it's like Saga but with less battle boards, then this project is that. You have to come up with one for Clash.
Do I?
Well, depends. When I start talking about Clash a lot, you will.
Well, we could also talk about Fugu, but that would be depressing.
Fugu, worst part of Brexit ever. I mean, I can take people losing their jobs, their livelihood ending up on the streets, their health suffering. I mean, that's all fine with Brexit. I don't care about any of that. Well, the fact Fugu's had to stop production while he waits on fucking resin coming. That's bang out of order. Shit's got out of hand. Fuck the fishermen.
Yeah.
Huh? Why are these fishermen not loading up their trawlers with resin from the continent and bringing it back to Cornwall? It's not like they need space for fish because they can't sell any. Yeah. Fuck them.
Taurus, Fugu just sent an update on their latest Kickstarter that they are halting production because they literally ran out of resin.
Oh, you could be waiting a while there. Koenig.
That could mean you have to wait a bit more. Possibly, eventually.
It's any help. My stuff is lovely.
Yeah,
smells terrific.
And it's already here. So next project then, please.
Yes, boss.
David.
Yeah, this is different. This is Gunpla, as I believe it's called.
Yes, or Gundams, as we Westerners used to say.
So these are actually kits. I didn't realize. I thought they were like, like Transformers. You just bought them, stumpy robots.
No, they're actually nice to build model kits.
And I didn't realize that until I think one of the very first. Obviously, we're starting from the ass end and going back. Fuck, that's a big picture.
Yes.
My God, he's got rotating Gatling guns for nipples.
It's an Asian product. What are you expecting?
There you go. But yeah, one of the first ones actually shows you the sprues, so it's like coloured sprues, and then they also clip together.
You may remember that I once painted a pink one for John's then girlfriend, which had been unpacked in the weekend when you were still in the studio.
I remember that happening, but I assumed that was a model kit. I didn't realize they were all model. I
also made a project on that, so there's
it's like like you get Star Wars toys, and you also get Star Wars model kits. I assumed it was like that. I assumed these were toys with all the articulation and nonsense on it, but no, apparently all ball sockety kits.
I think that's what throws most people off, because they are not static model kits, but they're multi-posable. If built right, and you're not stupid as me and start gluing things that shouldn't be glued.
It was very interesting. I particularly like the lightsaber that the white one has got with his shield, and it's just different. It's different from the usual. The idea that you can get a stumpy robot and then fight gamma wolves with it. That seems to be the way to go. I feel
a possibility, yes. Though I feel some of the kits are overburdened with too many details.
That's fine.
Too much busy stuff on them.
That's Japanese for you. Never nuke a country twice. Is that what they say?
I think that's the word. Yes.
At least it's only overloaded with details and not overloaded with massive tentacles.
Well, we could always use some green stuff.
No, thank you. Appreciate the offer, but you're quite
right. That would be one for Justin, a giant mech with a tentacle dong.
Oh, I'm sure he's got those downloaded already. So right up his Strasser. Right up his Strasser. But yeah, it's just something very different. I don't think, with the exception of your pink one, it's not something we really see. And this is a fairly comprehensive set of the bastards.
Yeah,
I imagine these are just for display, and he doesn't intend to play Gamma Wolves with it. Which is a shame, because he'd be doing like all sorts of Power Ranger ninja kicks and stuff.
Well, since the project has been running for at least 3 years, maybe we should nudge him in the direction?
It's possible.
Let me quickly look at the watch. Oh no, almost half an hour gone. Jerry, we are slacking behind.
That's right. That's because you keep getting distracted by things.
Yes, that's why we're here. So the next one is Looper 15. Warhammer Underworlds.
Warhammer Underwear.
Oh, please, no, don't. Don't make them sell underwear.
Oh, it's only a matter of time.
Probably.
Only a matter of time. There's some nice, interesting little things. I quite like the whitish blue hair on them, because generally, anytime I see dark elves, they've always got the full-on black emo look to them. I quite like it. It's just different, and the snake patternation on it is quite nice. It's not quite banded. That's not a million miles away from it.
It's different. It's not the typical what you call it,
rattlesnake.
No, the pattern that you see on other snake-like creatures.
Snake-like thingalies.
So there's a list of paints and a finished
Sure,
model.
That makes sense. I would have a list of paints.
That guy doesn't look too healthy.
Oh, I don't know. And this is the other one, because there's one without the helmet on, and even their skin is super pink. And again, why the fuck not? I mean, it's not as pink as the armor, but it's pink.
He sure as hell finding his miniatures on any tournament without needing to look twice.
Mm.
The paint job is exceptionally clean.
Oh yeah, it's crisp. It's tight, like a dagger.
It's almost revolting.
Your hatred of cleanliness. That's how why Germans are into scat so much. We all knew that was coming. We all fucking knew it. I can't believe you said that. Outrageous. Outrageous. Look at that one leaping over a rock, huh?
I never said anything, nor did I deny.
Good times, good times. But yeah, so new warbands. A nice, and again, nice paint jobs on them, and nice recipes if people are looking to follow along at home. I do like the work on the skin. It's subtle.
And I'm going out on a limb and say they're not finished yet. At least the bases look like there's still some detail work coming. Maybe.
Pass. Don't know. It could be they're finished to that standard, and then move on, get everything done, and then go back and do more afterwards. A lot of people keep telling me to do that as a way to actually get completed stuff. Everything that may not be finished to your level, but if everything's finished with, you know, base coats and highlights and basing on it, you can play fully painted games and then at your leisure, you know, up detail them. Or maybe that's just the level they want to play at. You know, you start doing too much on them and you end up never finishing a model, let alone a set of models. So,
though Underworlds, correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't need so many miniatures at once, does it?
I have no idea.
Well,
that would require me looking at Warhammer Underworlds. I'm not.
Okay. Then we take the cheap way out and go to next.
I was going to say, you could tell us about Warhammer Underworlds. You've probably won a copy, haven't you?
No, just Warcry.
Give it time.
Actually, that's a fear I'm developing.
I'm gonna start excluding your fucking name whenever I'm doing the randomization.
That could lead to trouble. I'm actually always thinking, do you really want to comment on this? Yes, you want to comment. And if you're winning then we'll think of something.
Random is random.
Yeah, and I can't be blamed if other people either forget to subscribe or don't comment.
Some people don't subscribe.
Yeah, and I'm not
delightful. I'm very fucking annoying. Or at least in the old days when I had to count through like 650 fucking entries manually on bastard YouTube when they removed the fucking things. Anyway, I digress.
Next up then is Denzian making squad markings.
Squads!
No, not those. That would be GW again.
Different squads.
Yeah, not that stumpy. A bit more.
Denzian's gone for a I was going to say more or less a standard sort of look. Certainly from episode 2 when they started to stripe people up, or not episode 2, episode 3. You know, break up the white with a bit of orange. I like his painting is the level I mostly am at. It's grimy, it gets things done. But he's replaced those massive fuck off plinth bases with crystally clear invisible ones.
At least for the troopers.
Yeah. There are companies that do aftermarket versions of the vehicle bases as well in laser cut acrylic with the notches out of them for the widgets.
I've seen those, but I can't be asked to rebase all my kind of don't know how many.
I mean, who could be? I certainly couldn't. So these are based on the 212th Attack Battalion, and we've seen this battalion before. Not in this project, though. But remember, we'd seen somebody had done a pink camo scheme, pink and yellow camo scheme.
Yeah, I remember.
Like before Christmas. So that's from this battalion, which you'll see fairly shortly, I imagine. But my favourite part of all is coming up just after this bit, explaining what he was going to do with them. And that is the fact he went out to play in the snow with the stuff to make hot. How fucking amazing is that?
I think
good times.
I would be terrified that the paint would come off.
You'd be grand. What you should be more worried about is the glue, because super glue does not go well at freezing temperatures. Becomes very brittle.
Oh, you're right.
And there's no way they aren't super glued together because they're PVC.
Yeah.
So,
the more recent models start to get to be injected molded plastics. Yeah. It looks like either that's the toy or he has having the same model kit that I'm currently working on from the slave one.
No, they're not Fugu. I do know who does them. I think it's one of the Star Warsy buildings.
MacLeod?
That's MicroArts. Yeah, it's one of the. I was going to say one of the Eastern European companies, but if it's not MicroArt, it might be GameMat.
MicroArt does similar buildings in a injected foam way.
These ones might not be them then. I think these might be. I'm pretty sure GameMat. Somebody who does mats do them, but yeah, it's not the Fugu ones, who aren't as heavily textured as those. Love his walls. Yeah, it's all delightful, delicious, and there's a Hoth table at the end, but it doesn't have real snow on it. Kind of disappointed. Just saying.
Possibly his wife has some, let's say, some veto on carrying too much snow into the.
I seen a picture of somebody on the northwest coast of Norway in the first week of January who'd left the window open in their study.
Oh yeah, I've seen that once.
And there's it's like
snow everywhere.
It's like 50 centimeters of snow across everything.
In an inside building.
Inside, yeah. Chairs, desks, all fucking covered. It's amazing. It's great.
It's almost as nice as the.
Here's Denzian.
Hello, Denzian. As almost as nice as the picture from the guy who left his window in the car down in the ice and snow.
Combat zone make the buildings. Ta very much. Did they do the resin stall stuff as well? Because, or is that 3D printed? Because the stall selling the tiny ATSTs, droids, and mini sandcrawler for the kids to play with at home is as cute as fuck. I'm just saying. Just throw it out there. We can go on to the next one because it's also Star Wars and it's also Denzian.
Oh, grand. Next Star Wars is Denzian again.
Cool. Yeah. Yep. But this is unlike the sort of 212th clone type people. This is a more extensive look into painting based on the costuming. And somebody else has done this for Star Wars as well in the project system. I can't remember who.
Was it Clive?
Pass. It's been so long. But the fact that they're going in and going, here is... I'm not just going, I know the fucker's blue. I'm going to get in there and start looking into the intricacies and details of the costumes to help me sort of match it up better. Is just great because I'm a sucker for that.
Yeah. Trouble with this is if you start to source too many different books and pictures, you're getting thrown off because they use multiple models for multiple angles, and they're not always painted or photographed in the same way, so you're getting very often color divergence.
Well, it depends. If you can find just the hero version of whatever it is, that's generally good enough. Because there'll be a hero version made, and then there'll be the variations for stuntmen and rubber versions and shit like that.
I remember when, way back when Boba Fett was first released, I had so many different color schemes on my screen, I went mental.
Just spray him white. That's the proper color for Boba.
Yes, that's the prototype one, I know. Actually, and the thought had crossed my mind.
The Ralph McQuarrie cartoon.
But I think most people playing Legion would have not noticed what I would have done.
Would have cried.
Ah, lovely R2-D2 and C3PO.
R2's really nice. That I'm assuming it's a brown wash on him. It's just great. Then I'm a big fan of brown or chestnutty wash for gold, because it really does help it stand out.
Every time when I see this shiny gold plated for C3PO, I'm reminded of the Dr. Faust video where he was planning on painting C3PO. And he thought, oh no, this gold-plated plastic looks stupid, I'm going to paint it much better. And after he has painted it, I think 2 times, was going, no, I should have left the plating on.
Well, you learn sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you live with it, sometimes it goes in the Dettol bath. That's how it goes. But it's a stonking project, and you could be scrolling throughout there for the next
there's
20 minutes.
The white.
Look, he did the white. He wins.
He did the white, yes.
No.
The white sleeve. Yeah, there's actually more color to Darth Vader when you look at it at the pictures from any movie scenes. There's so many small details on that costumes. It's insane.
Yep, and if you're looking for the ranks of the Imperial Navy, there's a whole page in there.
No,
which is very handy if you're ever playing Star Wars Trivial Pursuit. By the way, because we had question came up in Star Wars Trivial Pursuit about that.
Why am I not surprised that there is a Star Wars Trivial Pursuit?
I have no idea.
Answer, because everything has a Trivial Pursuit.
We played it one time at my back when I was GW manager's house, whenever I was just a little, probably even a key timer, not even full time, just student. And they paired everyone. It was like a barbecue. We'd all been drinking. Then they paired us up randomly, and I ended up with my manager Sean. And it was like, first question got asked by somebody, and then second question got asked, and then it hit me and Sean. And we didn't get one wrong until we won. And everybody looked very annoyed.
And then you've got yourself a raise.
Oh, so fun.
Never argue with the fanboys.
Pissed as nuts as well. Fuck, it was all GW. We were all nerds there. It's just some of them aren't quite as nerdy as others. Just saying. Yeah, so extensive project. 2 classic projects, I have to say. One, excellent for anybody looking any reference material. If you don't have the time to do the research, by fuck, it's in there. And that's only page 1 we're on.
Yeah.
There is another page. So I would definitely recommend those. And also for playing outside in the snow.
Well, then,
did you make snow angels?
Yes, we did.
Not you. Not only you.
Why?
Don't Denton.
Next project, 42.
Oh, Star Wars. An unexpected privilege and surprise.
Yes, and this project is giving me a tickly feeling in the lower parts of my body. Not to say every time he updates.
Are you tumescent?
Am I what?
Turgid.
Could you rephrase that?
Are you half-mast?
Raising flag.
I was going to say we did. I looked at this when he posted the first time in October, and then went, "Oh, I'll wait," because like the last time when he did the super detailed one, I knew it was going to be.
Yeah, we looked at it after he started
overarching thing. Yeah,
and
so it's nice.
It's insane. Especially if you think that this thing literally never saw any movie action.
The model sank into the snow and vanished. No! Oh, you'll find them in a couple of months. They may not still be on their bases, but you'll find them. Let's get an extension cord and a hairdryer. Where were we? So super detailing the frigate, and it's interesting.
I know I've seen it way back when in the X-Wing video game, and I know it's in some comics. But other than that,
massive shield generating bastard. I'm fairly certain it's in the Dark Empire comic line.
And those are not shield generators; those are gravity generators.
I can't remember what they are. Yeah,
the
I don't remember the
role is something. To pull enemy ships out of hyperspace.
Out of hyperspace, that's the one. There we go. I knew they had a purpose. I'm more interested in what he's making them out of.
Stuff. So he's part of the Svestor Star Destroyer kit?
Well, yeah, he's scratch building the bridge, and then is he vac forming them himself? Who knows?
Yes, very little text. Let's see.
That's possible, Honor. Maybe he just found an original Dalek. Just visited like a Doctor Who museum and just prized a couple of the Dalek bumps off the front. Fuck him. It's only a Dalek. Better things to do with this, mate, than to be on your bug-eyed Martian. Anyway, yeah, so once again, this is... fear you not if you don't follow this one, because this one will come back in the future when more work has been done on it. But the fact it's just starting off, and it's like, oh, I'm just going to start to detail this completely from scratch. This scratch-built bridge. Fun. Googling Dalek?
No, I'm leaving a comment asking him how he is doing the domes for the generators.
Good man. You can scratch, or not scratch build. You can, you can scratch build a vac former in your house. It's not.
I actually
beyond the realms of possibility.
I toyed with the idea more than once, but then again, it's more work than it's worth. I think for an occasional builder like me. Somebody like 42 may actually have valid uses for that.
True.
Well, shall we go on to the next one?
Sure, why not?
This then is here. Oh God, orcs.
Yes,
Panzer kaputt. Oh look, Fugu.
Fugu. It's pronounced Fugu.
So this is of Clan Marharg, or something.
This is the woods from the delightful Oakbound Studios. So the start of what I imagine will become a fucking massively sprawling project, because so far there's only the Mori. I can't remember what they're. Mary. I'm going to go with that. And the Norlock's in there, but there's more to come because he has the Spriggans. And it's February.
Yeah.
So if you order, you get a free Fey from the woods, I'm just saying. So there you go. Has he got tartan? There is tartan.
Yes.
I believe it's the Graham/Maharg tartan. So his own little clan of rapscallion rat bastards coming out of the Fugu. Those Fugu buildings are fucking amazing. Star Wars, Saga, Into the Woods, Fantasy, fucking you name it. Really, you're saving money. Saving money by getting them. Keltos, of course. Just saying. It's great. And
terrible news, everybody. I need another beer.
Oh, That's not terrible news. And Pete's done a terrific job. He is a I'm going to say consummate professional, because I don't think I'm allowed to say terrible can't, because he just sits there and hammers shit out at rate
Why
knots.
are you not allowed to say terrible cunt?
I don't know. Are we not rated PG for children for you to get your Twitch stream up? Show a bit of cleavage there, Timmy, old buddy, old pal. You'll get a few more subscriptions.
I think if I'm starting to show cleavage, the subscription numbers will suddenly drop. Plummet, I think, is the word.
Yeah. But yeah, I know he's been painting up Spriggans.
Have you seen the one where a guy on Twitch was so fed up with female gamers always showing cleavage that he put on a wig and then bought himself an oversized bra and stuffed some balloon in it? And then started gaming, and every 5 minutes he paused the game and went...
I seen one who was taking the piss out of, stopping every 2 minutes and just going over to take a look at how much subscriptions he had, and like was fucking rubbing himself over the whiteboard and stuff, just like female Twitch gamer. But my favourite has got to be one who just sat there, like me, big hairy bastard in a jumper, and then had cut out a pair of breasts and had them superimposed on the screen just in front of him. So while he was playing, there was just a pair of breasts there, just hovering like his norks.
Why are there breasts? Why are you wearing a mask?
Why not at this stage? I'm assuming Spriggans are next, because I've seen at least Dominic Cummings, the worst of all Spriggans, has got like a paint on him. So yeah, good times.
We could go and call the guy from the woods again for an interview, and if he's planning on his next Kickstarter.
That's true.
That's true. Yeah. Also, Morg Miniatures, since they now have done their Kickstarter and I think are fulfilling everything. I seem to remember they promised something like a steampunk Cthulhu investigator.
I don't know if they promised it or if we told them that that's what they had to do.
Well, same.
To be fair, I took the opportunity with Fugu's post that they had to stop production because they were out of resin to go in and comment that this is delaying my Brock. Always kick somebody when they're down, I feel, is the best way to get what you want.
Jeff has planned his next 5 Kickstarters there. Well, then we should ask him if he's interested in another Tim and Jerry. And maybe
after the last one, probably not.
Sadly, I haven't heard back from Foreground. I actually messaged them.
They're doing weird shit these days. Well, it may be a while before you get a message, because technically he's retired, so it's just like other people at Foreground will be reading those messages, and Ben will just be sitting at home playing games, I suspect,
possibly,
or walking his dogs. Who knows?
Maybe starting to relax, building stuff instead of creating new crap. Well, next on then. We got 8 minutes left.
8 minutes. What have we got left here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that's what, a minute. We can hammer through this. Although you've spent most of your time talking, so just have to go away from this one now. Never going to actually get to see any more of it.
Return to Normal Gaming Challenge by Fohammer 888.
It's decided, and I don't know where he got this idea from, to start playing Saga. It's a genius idea. Wish I'd had it. He's termed it the Fauci Ouchie Gaming Challenge because that's what a small child on social media called the COVID vaccine.
Ouchie.
And so the idea is to pick a game and complete 2 forces for it before the summer and theoretical return to normality. So he's gone with Saga Age of Magic, and he's going for, I think it's Lord of the Wild and the Great Kingdom. Although the interesting thing is, once you've got 2 forces done for it. You can use them as fucking any of them. In Age of Magic, you can just go, nah, it's this one this week. So there's plenty of replayability. So there's not a huge amount in there yet. There's a bit about the perspective, wild, kingdoms, and horde, and a bit about how to play, including a Rog, how to play Saga 2nd Edition video from the YouTube, where you too can watch the Wisco Horn Dog, as he used to be called before he actually came to the attention of Studio Tomahawk and they started sending him stuff. I imagine he stopped calling himself the Wisco Horn Dog because they were sending him things to review and, like, you know, pre-release copies of the game, books and stuff like that.
It's interesting.
Yeah, yeah. And he's decided he's going to be using Wrath of Kings. So that's also interesting because I have nearly all of Wrath of Kings. And what isn't going to be subsumed into Kings of War, I was planning on just basing up for Wrath of Kings on the grounds I could use it in Saga Age of Magic, or I could use them. They're neuretic horrors. Aren't they lovely?
I like the detail work he has done on the bases with the green sponges. Which looks interesting.
I imagine that's going to end up mostly water effect because the Trident Realms are, or not Trident Realms because that's the Kings of War version. The Hadros from Wrath of Kings are fishy bastards. So yeah, looking forward to following along with this and going, wow, that's what my miniatures would look like if I ever took them out of the boxes. And what's worse than that? I opened one of the boxes recently and there was a mist pack from the Kickstarter, which, to be fair, the company, I mean, Cool Mini are not shat on it from an almighty height, so I'm going to go out on a limb and say they're not going to fix that mist pack 6 years later.
Probably not.
No, you should always unpack everything and open everything up, kids, just to make sure. Just saying.
Just make a short inventory list.
yeah. I'll fix it. Time will come.
Next project then, Amajan or Manda or the lady in the chat. She's doing bin bag build off.
Super quick because it's already just kicked off. But Studio J7, who are different from L7, which was a punk grunge band, is doing a bin bag build off. So I'm assuming it's a scenery challenge using shit that would go in the bin or whatever shit you can find from the bin. So they've got a Twitch stream. There is the link at the very bottom for people looking to get involved. But so far we just have a rough assortment of things and a lot of putty and mess. I'm a fan of mess. There's even the top doors from a rhino stuffed into that blister pack to make a bunker, which just takes me back to my earliest days. And so I'm very keen to see where this goes.
Yeah, I'm especially interested on what this one in the middle is. Oh god, it's a humongous picture.
Best way.
So we're waiting for this next picture to arrive, like in the golden days of the internet, when the modem still made funny noises when connecting.
It opened really quickly for me. Maybe it'd be faster if Amanda took a photo, printed it, and posted it to you.
I think it would be faster if she would use a bicycle to get here. So what is that? It
reminds me of opening pictures in the old days, and then somebody would pick up the phone.
Yeah,
and the picture would just stop. You know, it'd never go away.
Man, what is that part on top there? Tell us.
That looks like a rhino part because it's got the cross-platform bit from like a hunter killer or a searchlight type of thing. Is it a searchlight type of thing? In that it's the cradle for one. Communication desk. There we go. See? I was so close. Oh yes, because there's the cone or the directional mic pointing back where the dish would be.
Well, we'll see where this ventures on, though I'm still not seeing any bag, only stuff that is getting binned, but maybe that will change. Next up then.
Maybe Amanda was wearing the bin bags, didn't get covered in putty and bits of plastic when they were doing the cleanup.
That would
be some sort of impromptu apron.
That would be a wise choice. So the next project then is... oh god, that thing again.
Very true, Spanky. Very true.
Monkey with its hands in the air, possibly. You never know. So we have seen this Dark Mechanicum Battlefleet monstrosity before.
Don't worry, they're back building new things. New, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say incredibly expensive things.
Possibly. Last time we were here, he hadn't had any paint on it, so...
No, he hadn't.
This was the stage... Ordinatus mostly
assembled. Yeah.
And then he starts painting. Whole can of paint. Well, you want a decent coverage, don't you? Dry brush with gold. More metal. I wonder how many paint pots you go through on one of these.
Hey, you know, dry brushing, you're fine. You're not going to go through too much. Thin coats are better. Coverage will surprise you. Just saying.
It's a weird looking model, that's for sure.
See, bags are on the table to prevent the clay from damaging it. Clever.
Clever girl.
Where are you up to? You're scrolling on. I'm getting distracted by reading the chat, and there's nothing in the chat that's important enough for me.
You're seeing that now, and then suddenly Lena makes you a... what's it called in English? Asking for your hand in marriage? Suddenly, on Twitch?
Twitch proposal.
Does
it come with licorice?
Oh, I'm going to make sure you're drowned in licorice if that ever happens.
So yeah, big brutty beast of a thing. Oh, sweet zombie Jesus.
Fancy photos.
And
then came...
in case people are wondering, 2021 has now started. Based on you've just unlocked this achievement for 2021.
Oh, right.
Just a shame I'm going to miss 2020. It was good. It's good times.
Oh no, the counter. It's... oh... oh, wait.
Tightly scripted. Yeah. So the fancy photos in a light box, and I'm impressed. They got a light box big enough to fit that beast into. I have a light box that size, and the last time I tried to use it, if anything, the pictures look darker than they had been. I seriously need to work out how to fucking use cameras. But it's a majestic beast.
It is. And I think
also, I'm fairly certain you could use the gun like a fountain pen nib. Just saying.
I think it makes a great addition to any gaming table when it's simply sitting in the center being the objective.
Just wondering, would it even fit in a deployment zone? Because imagine if it's backtracks on the table edge, it extends beyond most 12-inch deployments.
I
remember the first time we played a game with big super heavies, they had to start side on and then swing round on the first turn. So they couldn't physically fit in the deployment. It's like a car park. Fucking horrendous. Anyway. So yeah, so that brought us up to presumably Christmas present times, yeah.
Kallax.
The Siege Automata.
And again, ginormous pictures.
A huge stumpy robot with a fist full of punch and a head full of laser.
And a fuck ton of details.
Could I send you a zip file with more internet in it? Would that help for next time?
I'm guessing no.
Direction doesn't matter.
You may go and ask your employer to pump up the traffic on your servers.
No, I mean, I'm opening these pictures at the same time as you, and they're going big to go small. I can click on, click off,
yeah, but
click on.
Have you been looking at them before?
Well, I opened the page before, but no, I haven't opened all these pictures before. Who has the time to do that?
Well,
I don't, and I'm me.
Possibly the stream is interfering with... Oh, that's new. We're getting a picture from...
from the bottom up.
It's filling up.
Showing a bit of leg.
Soap Dodger, that's correct. The data lines are getting tariffs, and at the end of the month I'm getting a terrible bill.
Good times. Good times. Anyway, so yeah.
A lot of stuff. Is this all Forge World, or why is it resin?
All Forge World. Forge World, which used to be boutique, but these days is the cheap alternative to buying GW's plastic lines.
It is?
Oh, well, every time I look at a GW box, they seem to have gone over the price of a fucking Forge World box. You go, one's bespoke resin and the other one's mass-produced plastic, and doesn't look as good. Why the fuck would I pay for the plastic?
Well, beats me. You sure that Forge World isn't still more expensive?
I haven't looked in a while, but there was a point where it was cheaper to buy Forge World resin units than it was to buy GW's new super plasticky ones, because they've just gone through another price rise, you know.
Well, judging by the past of GW, I'm highly doubting that would be a state remaining for very long.
It's an interesting shield on the big Chloe fuck.
You can say what you will about the about GW as a company, but the sculptors really do know their way most of the times.
Old style of dreadnought. The shield on its shoulder almost looks aftermarket.
Oh, look, it's got a -1 modifier.
Worse than that, heavy armor and a large shield. Fucker's -1 inch movement.
So he's permanently moving backwards?
Sucks to be him.
You're not getting anywhere. Well, nice one there, Dave. Keep it up. Next one then. Emperor Protect.
Bam.
Adepta Sororitas, Sisters of Battle Project by Eternity Gate.
Nuns with guns.
Ah, I had a baby. What?
Yeah. So, let's start looking at this right at the start.
Offspring spawns suddenly and you're not able to do any hobby. I somehow remember that state, yes.
Because I think we looked at it in
Yes.
November.
A long time ago, it
or
feels.
maybe October. When they were just kicking off. I was like, first couple of squads done and plans for the future.
Yeah.
And then it kind of all went quiet.
I remember simply the nuns being based, and then because I can't remember the colors on this thing. So
On the Penitent engine.
Yes, that's what it's called, I think. Yeah, that's a long-running project. Still not really understanding how this bloody thing is working if the driver is mounted in that uncomfortable way.
Oh, don't think of them as drivers. Think of them as the central processing units. They're like when you take a human and shove it into a shadow vessel. You know, they're just there to act as a funnel. The more tortured they get, the better the machine works. Don't be a naughty boy, or I'll put 9,000 volts through your testicles. It's the only way you'll learn.
That would be a very short learning curve.
You know, it's the future. Maybe they've got.
You sure?
Maybe they've got ceramic plums. I don't know.
Balls of steel, counterproductive at this point.
But the whole project is a thing of beauty, from the explanation as to how the paint work has gone. I mean, the color choice wise, it has a fairly standard Sisters of Battle setup. I think it's Bloody Rose or maybe Martyred Lady, but then there's a very Blanche-esque feel to a lot of painting, with the extreme highlights, a lot of the script work, the reds coming in, and then the final photos, things like that. I have a sneaking suspicion we asked him before. He came back and said he was a professional photographer as his job. So that explains why his photography is sort of on par with mine. So it's right up there.
It's the color scheme he's chosen for the Sisters isn't anything new, but the way he's implemented it, how to put it, I think it captures the spirit of how the illustrations show them. Yeah.
I mean, when you look at things like, obviously them jumping off bits of stuff instead of being just on flight stands is nice, although some people do like that they're being followed by their own pieces of terrain. But things like the Penitent engine, walking down the stairs with all the candles on it, that does look very John Blanche artwork.
I wonder if
the dirt and the skulls and that sort of thing.
I wonder if he's planning to do one of these very nicely done tournament trays where everything then fits together as a scenery.
It's an interesting one. It is, isn't it?
It would make much sense, because each single model looks like it's more a display piece than a gaming piece.
Yeah. Despite being weirdly, I think, gaming piece, because it is just the Sisters of Battle army deal that he's gone with. Yeah, I mean, seeing things like that, seeing the sisters, especially the seraphim on their runes, if you imagine that interconnected in amongst a rune building on a display board, it could look fantastic.
Oh, it would be mind-blowing good.
Have to wait and see. Maybe shed terrain. We've got to hold out the hope that he shed something, because clearly converting painting and photography, pretty good at.
Yep. Can't deny that.
So maybe if it looks like a child's fucking refrigerator painting, where it's like all bubbly trees, cotton candy clouds. Although, to be fair, that would be funny as fuck, actually. You know, like lollipop stick trees and stuff with this really super grim, dark, detailed stuff. And then curly smoke from the chimney.
And then he makes a actual terrain piece from it with cotton for trees.
Yeah. Oh, man. I can just see it now. That would be amazing.
Oh, that would be...
amazing.
Weird as fuck, but... interesting, not the least.
That is true.
I'm guessing the next one will not be as interesting, possibly.
All of my picks are interesting.
They're
just interesting in different ways.
Collins does solo RPG.
So again, like Mad Danes with their stuffed animals, this is a solo game. So if you are planning on playing it, you probably shouldn't read it. If you've never heard of it, which I hadn't, and you want to see his solo playthrough of this RPG, then you can do that here. He's also put the links into where he's got stuff like the adventure book, the soundtrack that he plays when he's playing it. So it's not just a after action-y type game that you can follow along, but if it inspires you to actually play it, then it's all linked in there, including things like opening music. And also I quite like the fact that the playthrough is done like a captain's log type of thing, you know, day one since the incident. Salvage ship, the Wretched. Engineer Collins reporting. Da,
Starlog 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know.
Exactly, that type of thing. So, yeah. So a first-person narrative of the playthrough of the Wretched, and I just think that's really interesting. And the music changes for different incidents, and you get the link in through there to see what's being played. So, only 3 days since the incident. If you want to get in early, start following along. Maybe you can start giving suggestions in the comments, like turn right, put your finger in the book before you go to chapter 69. Things like that. Helpful things.
And also, don't feed the Gru.
What's this? If solo RPGs are something you're interested in, 1,000-year-old Vampire is good too. I didn't even realize solo RPGs were a thing. But there you go. There's something new every day.
I remember that The Dark Eye has addendums as adventure books. Most of them are actually for groups, but some of them are actual solo adventures.
Actually, when you say that, I do have 2 or 3 solo RPG adventures for Tunnels and Trolls, for the youngsters in the audience there. now I think about that. But they were more or less, they were essentially choose your own adventure books that you generate your character and then just read through and fought like your RPG fighting. It was a good way of learning the system, to be fair. Don't know where I put them. Don't know where I put Tunnels and Trolls. I haven't seen it in a while. It's starting to annoy me now a little, to be brutally honest.
So let me begin ourselves a bit. This one is still waiting to be completed.
Battle Heroes, Fate of Rock. Have you got a ribbon on a stick that you can swirl?
It's a small tiny book.
Yeah. If you ever get tired reading it, you can always just start doing weightlifting using it. Calisthenics, just hold it. See how long you can hold it with arm outstretched. That type of thing. Set a timer going. I was going to say we've got a timer going. Look at you stretching and putting stuff back. You limber bastard, you.
Without getting cramps.
Fucking everyone's a comedian.
Yeah,
except the Germans.
It's always easy to make fun if you're not the one on the ground or in pain. And I'm going to say something that you really want to say now.
Hey, fuck you.
Yep.
Next
so,
project.
like previous, I decided I couldn't just show people playing a game. I also had to show that they do real hobby. And as we all know, board games and things like that don't go as real. So, this is...
Collins does October, since
October.
It's a bit late, maybe?
Either he's a late bloomer or an early starter.
Let's go for early adopter.
Well, it's simple. If he's like my father, then this is October 2021 because he despised being late. And if that meant leaving in February for it, then fuck it, he would do that. And if it's my mother's side, then this is definitely 2020. I'm only just starting.
So, genetically, you should be right.
Genetically, I should be okay. Yeah, should be more or less spot on.
I love this.
Yeah. Norks, painted like Norks should be painted.
Oh, while we're speaking of GW and orcs, you fuckwits, where's my orcs?
They're just behind the crew in the line. You'll get to them.
If Lloyd gets his crew before I get new orcs, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be really pissed. Somehow I don't believe there will be crude before orcs, but...
No, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's never fucking happening. But yeah, so... This is a salvage job on some... I was going to say ancient orcs. They're not really ancient. I mean, that one's plastic. How fucking modern is he?
Oh, look.
The one of them I have is metal. Yeah, the orc truck, and the orc truck's got really nice not scratch build, but converted parts on it. I love the roll cages and the netting and stuff. Crit riding orcs would be good. Crit riding orcs would be good.
I wouldn't be surprised if anybody who played Gorka Morka had done something along those lines. Since there was the what they're called, muties,
mutie raiders.
Yeah,
Unks. Mutie raiders mounted on Unks. I still have 8 of them in their blister packs in the loft that I got at one stage to make a unit of Chaos Nurgle Knights. I just needed the mounts. It's like I was going to throw the rest away. Fucking did nothing. Opened one. Like that went.
Do yourself a favor. Don't look at the prices on eBay on those. it drives one to tears. It's sad.
I can imagine so. The poor old fat mutie raiders.
There are 2 books in the Gorka Morka set: the rule book and the other book.
Scavanob.
And I recently saw the other book being sold for €40. Simply
really?
the book.
I wonder what they would take for the Spanish version, because I bought a copy. They were selling them cheap in GW at one point, clearing stock, and they had a fuckload of the Spanish versions, and it was easier / better / more cost effective to just open the box with the terrain in it and throw the English book on top of the Spanish one than to take the Spanish one out. So when you bought it, you got Scavanob and you got Diganob, the actual English version of the book. It's just like, it's great. I might try and learn Spanish via the medium of fucking Diganob, where you learn that the Red Gobbo was called Boris El Rosso, Boris the Red. And Boris the Red is a fucking great name for a grot leader. It kind of makes me regret the fact that he's called just the Red Gobbo. He's fucking Boris El Rosso in Spain.
Yeah, and the truck we just saw, the kit, when you get a simple kit, it's about €75. It's mental.
Shite.
And it's a basically a cheap 1-sprue plastic kit, and people are going mental over those things.
That is insane. I was going to say, you're bound to be able to pick them up for fuck all, and as you can see, with a bit of cardboard and wire, it can look really nice.
No,
but now you've gone at £75. You'd be better off just, I don't know, buying a resin thing from Cromlech or something.
You're paying.
Done Shirtson.
You're paying badly for those.
Half track. That's excellent.
And actually, I was tempted at one point to complete the Gorka Morka box with Cromlech stuff.
I could see why. Art will do some really nice stuff as well. Yeah.
And the funny thing is, I don't know what GW was thinking back in the day when they made these Orc Boys that are now on screen. There were enough heads, bodies, and arms to make double the amount of Orc Boys you could do, because they limited the legs.
But if I remember correctly, it was because you either had shooter or slugger units, so the additional arms were solely there as an option.
Yeah, but there are also enough bodies and heads to make more orcs.
Were there enough bodies as well? I can't remember. It's been so long since I built that kit.
I've got a box
I got one
this
of my monkeys
size
to do it.
in my closet, only with heads, torso, and arms.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's probably time you get rid of that, man.
Or I could just buy some legs from Cromlech.
Well, yeah, you could do that. You could just give them all slug tails.
Yeah, or the stuff. Mechanic legs.
Oh, cyborgs.
Yes.
Running about the place on wacky legs or
mono wheels.
Mono wheels.
Mono wheels orcs. A complete army of mono wheel orcs.
Oh, no, that would be fucking amazeballs.
Painted in some weird clownish circus colors. Juggling.
Yep.
I love these.
Oh, yeah. I particularly like the choice of Arctic, icy, crystally wave thing.
Come on. You use the wording he had used, the rim job.
No, because that is just about doing the rim. And his rim job was excellent. It's a tidy rim job. But looking at I'm assuming it's like Iceland or Greenland, black volcanic sand beach covered in shards of ice. That, even the blue version of it, it's very different, it's very unique. It's like the time I came across the blue lava. I was like, why the fuck do we not see more basing like this, especially for sci-fi, even if it's not being done for fantasy games? You know, it's just more interesting.
I think trouble is most people are limited in their vision for their project on A, they don't have any creative energy, and B, try to match what's on the box. Which I myself am guilty of too, more often than not, simply because I can't be asked.
Like a hedgehog.
Or I'm simply lacking any inspiration to have something jump at me and say, you need to paint this in this way.
Orkton and the wheelies would be very good. And I could imagine that the witch on Vinegar Mountain would probably be some sort of inquisitor. Vinegar Mountain or Vinegar Hill? Vinegar Mountain. Pretty sure it's Vinegar Mountain.
People still listening?
No, they've all fucked off, mate.
Oh,
this is just me and you now talking about orcs and monowheels and stuff. It's good. Good times.
So I don't need to worry about offending anyone if I say bitch, cunt, stupid people.
No.
Great. Oh, I need the THX logo. The audience is listening.
Oh, the old one that they used to do in the cinema whenever I was a kid. That was particularly good.
Oh, I loved it.
They just rupture eardrums.
Yeah. I somewhere I've got a VHS tape, which was one of the one of the first to be released to make where you can test your audio equipment with before DVDs were common. So you simply put in the VHS tape, and then there's the THX logo coming up and going. It
was the slow build, and about halfway through, your ears were bleeding, and you knew there was so much more to come. So it's good. It's good times.
I was a bit stupid back then. I hooked up my VHS to my stereo and cranked the volume.
Nice.
I'm glad my what do you call them? My speakers survived that.
It's a way to do it. It's a way to stress test the build quality. Yeah. That's what you were doing.
Are these any good? Let's see.
There's only one way to find out.
So Jordan does Batman.
Yeah. Dinner. Batman. So this is season 2 of the Gotham City Chronicles, which maybe are about to get rebooted, or series 3 or so. Who fucking knows? I keep seeing Batman things from Monolith on a semi-regular basis. I have no idea what they're doing. So, giving the miniatures a lick of paint. And there, see that one there with the Dinobots and the little pincher drone things. That was very clever, because at some point when painting up all the Bat people, including Alfred about to punch somebody out, which is, we don't want to go on before we see that one. But yeah, his boys came in, and thought painting the T-Rex would be really good. He went, all right, then you should paint that. They painted it. I was like, oh, that's quite nice. You should paint these drones now. Fucking child labour. Get in. Is the way to do it.
It's not child labour if it's your own offspring.
Sure.
It's legal, actually.
Is that why Angelina Jolie keeps adopting things? Like
I'm not going to say that's not the reason because she does it. There's actually a law in place in Germany. If your child isn't legally allowed to work, but it's your child and your business, they can work for you.
That's all right.
For free.
That makes sense. Yeah, I quite like this because I have no idea what the game's like. I imagine trash. I remember looking at the board and the rules once and getting a headache from trying to work out where defined areas were. It was just a hot mess. But the miniatures are quite nice, and the fact that they cover all sort of spectrums of the comics, through to even, I think they've got Future Batman from that Future Batman cartoon as well, kicking around.
Oh, there's the nice old man prepared
Yes.
to do some fist fighting.
Somebody's about to get a festing from Alfred. Fuck yeah.
It's all in the legs.
Apparently. Apparently. And even, who'd Oh, the Oracle.
The lady in the wheelchair.
Jim Gordon's daughter. After.
Oracle, Alfred Pennyworth, Batwing, and Julia Pennyworth. Wait. Alfred has a daughter?
I don't think it's... I can't remember. I'm going to say it's not his daughter. It's like a niece or something.
I was just
But
wondering...
it's been so long since she appeared in... Because I haven't read Batman in fucking
I
forever.
was just wondering, when did he have time to make a baby?
You know, he was an old man before he got butlering. Before he became a Batman to Batman's parents. He was just a rough and tumble... was he an officer in the British Army? I can't remember if he was an officer, but he was British military. I imagine there's loads of bastard Pennyworths all over the place, depending on where his deployment was. It's entirely possible one of them start tracking him down. Wouldn't that be a great episode of a Batman comic, where it's just a bunch of like various women, like Fox Force 5, you know, a ninja, a karate one, a French sexy one, a demolitions expert, and like a bare knuckle fighter, and they all turn out to be Alfred's bastards who've come to and Batman thinks they're after him / Bruce Wayne, spends the entire time fighting them off, and then at the end it turns out it's all Alfred's fault. Somebody get me DC's fucking... This is better than some of the shit they've released as movies recently.
Somebody call DC.
That'd be fucking amazing.
And we are being raided by a good friend of mine from Hamburg. Hello, Philip, whoever you have brought along.
Just in time to hear my dissertation on Alfred's fertility in the old days, coming back to bite the Bat family.
And I know it's the beer speaking, but I now want a crossover from Batman with Alfred and Zulu.
The Phillips. It's Philip squared.
Spam, spam, spam. Bacon and spam. So
That almost made me keen for the Batman game now. And then I realised that the Alfred daughter attack isn't part of Batman Mutant Chronicles or whatever the fuck it is. It's just purely in my head. And the world is a worse place for that. Just saying. Just, you know, throwing it out there.
Then let's venture on to the next project. Which is Ancient Greeks for Clash of Spears. I think you're right. I think I need a button for Clash.
You know.
Though I need a...
I wasn't going to suggest it, but since you brought the topic up, yeah, I wouldn't be a bad
I need
idea.
an audio cue for that. Well, Saga was easy. Fugu lends itself.
Ooh. Not sure what you'd have for Clash. Maybe Clash.
I was thinking about The Clash.
Like Rock the Casbah. But then, you know, they rarely reference themselves in their songs, whereas having the Flash Gordon theme but replacing it with Clash would be great.
Clash.
Maybe Clash
without the bum bum bum, because that would be a bit long. But Clash, good work. Well, I'm going to contemplate on that one.
Yeah, you mull that one over. Well, I mulled over
because
exactly what types of daughters Alfred would have fathered. Obviously, like the eldest one, probably a German from the war.
Don't mention the war.
And she's the one who's, you know, discovered he'd fucked off somewhere and said he'd love her for always, and then tracked her down. And every time she goes to another country, she discovers he's already been reassigned to somewhere else, finds another one of his bastard children, and she's responsible for rounding them all up. With German precision, getting this show on the road. It's fucking, it writes itself. It really does.
This is going dark fast. Let's look at Greeks.
Yes, let's look at Greeks.
Bido Paints Middies.
Yeah, or John.
John.
And he introduces himself, which God bless him for that. My name's John. And it's like, yep.
But you can call me Throat Wobbler Mangrove.
Pronounced luxury yacht.
Yeah.
So he has an Instagram account, which is a thing that people tell me exists. And this is just getting into Vitrix's Ancient Greek. So it's not a big project yet. It's just really jumping off. But he is attempting to get his stuff done, dusted, and presumably on the board in quick time. And he's Lena, using, you're not alone.
He's using Warren's favorite paints.
Contrast, yeah. It's interesting because it looks like he's used contrast on the skin as well. Although he has used Scale 75 Necro Gold, which is a lot of people's go-to gold. But I would say, I don't know if he's traditionally painting the skin, but if he is, he should have done that first. Because see the way when he's doing the brown leather strapping, because the contrast sort of spills over, there's an awful lot of additional tidy up to do.
For most contrast paints, having an undercoat of grey seal works great, but the exception is the skin color, because applying them over grey seal can cause them to have a grey tone. No, not ideal.
Yeah, but it's more the, whenever I paint, and I paint traditionally with paints, it goes skin, clothes, armor, detail.
You go from the inside out. Yeah.
So you can cover over any mistakes you make without having to worry about
Blotching.
having to retouch.
Yeah.
Whereas because he's done, Grace here, did the clothes, did the leather, and then is going to repaint the skin tones, presumably in Wraithbone, and then flesh wash them. It just means that you're putting.
It's an additional layer of
there's additional
varnish. Varnish.
It's not even that. It's just
primer.
Just there's an additional chance that you're going to end up blobbing flesh tone on something you've already completed and have to go back. Thus, the cycle continues because contrast is transparent, very transparent. It is the most unforgiving thing I've ever seen anybody work with. Because if you don't go back in, the people who've gone, it's one coat. You just start throwing these things on, and they've maybe got a blob of red somewhere, and then they go and put some brown on. There's just one big fuck off black stodgy stain on something. Because if you're not going to go back in and touch up like they suggest, go back in with primer and paint over any blobs, then you just leave yourself with these weird stain build-ups in places. Which sometimes looks okay and sometimes can be very jarring.
So
the
contrast paints are basically a blessing and a curse at the same time, because they are easy to paint, but annoyance
you've got to be
to correct them.
Super neat when you're doing it, because if not, the time you save may not be your own.
I remember when they were announced and Warren was trying them out for the first time on, was it UK Games Expo?
Yes, it was, yeah.
That feels so like ancient times.
2019.
That's only 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
Holy fuck.
See?
Oh, God.
Isn't it?
Well, lucky me, I've still got beer.
Go team. You're drinking for two now.
What? I'm pregnant?
Well, no, I'm just not drinking tonight because I've got a fuckload of transfers to very slowly and gingerly cut to continue to put onto B5.
Oh, I'm really looking forward when you're finishing that project up.
Oh, B5 will be finished this week because I'm not fucking around with this project. It may not be finished to the standard I want it finished to. But it's not getting dipped or stripped. Again, it is. I'm literally going, this is being made. It's going to be painted. Now we're moving on to the ships. And the 2 ship fleets will be done in fucking double quick time as well.
And I really thought I heard somebody cry out like a million voices suddenly when you said when you stripped your miniatures.
The real Jerry's hog-tied somewhere. He's going, why are you doing that? Next thing I'll be saying, just dip everything. Dry brush it, contrast paint it, dip it, move on. Just don't even worry about it. Weirdly, Dennis over in America, after seeing me do this, whenever I was going, anybody else who's planning on building their 23-year-old Babylon 5 can get the decals, the additional decals from this website. And then he put a message in the project log going, I had a rummage around and I've got one, so I'm going to build it myself. so Dennis will be getting some hints and tips because I ran into a few issues with the fucking decals, which is, you know, annoying. But on the plus side, you know, it's a beauty.
It is.
It's good length. It's fucking far too big for, you know, gaming, and therefore it is perfect for gaming. Bump, bump, shh, bump, bump, shh. That's what you want for a station. I want ships to have to fucking spend 4 turns flying alongside this because it's too long.
You do realize in actual space you could simply go over.
Yeah, well, it can go over. I just refuse to let it go over. I'm just going to have it fly alongside it. Do flybys. It's all good. All good.
Yeah, and Newton is tooting the space station to get what's his face? Justin into the game.
Justin.
Oh,
flying
no.
penais.
No. We reserve the flying penai for his historicals. For his sci-fi game, we are giving him flying vaginas.
Were they the bugs from Starship Troopers? No. I'm misremembering that. Remembering something that was very vagina-like in that film.
The Tyranid swarm fleet or something. I seem to remember there is some weird cartoon where the spaceship actually looks like a penis. Something on YouTube from the back
No
of the
idea.
day.
Man just going to USS Cock and Balls. Could be.
Well, oh Lex, there's a reference.
Yeah.
Flash Gordon was a genuine porn that doesn't count.
It wasn't.
Well, Philip, good night.
Tatty bye.
Don't let the bed bugs bite.
As Brian Blessed once said, Flash Gordon, they made a sequel for that. They never made a sequel for Flash Gordon.
For some weird reason, I'm getting recommendations for his videos at YouTube.
I can't understand why, except he's a fucking legend.
Oh shit, I said fuck. Fuck, I said shit. That man, or his mountain climbing stories, where he's telling about one of his colleagues taking a crap at 4,000 feet and the upwind,
Everest.
and the upwinds throwing that back into the tent.
No, it was better. Caught it, brought it up above him, and dropped it back down, and it landed in his hood. And so he climbed back into the tent, and then they could start smelling it. Couldn't work out where it was coming from.
He would have been better off crapping himself.
You know, just do what the Top Gear team did whenever they were doing their Arctic expedition. James May just did it in the tent. left a sample bottle or jar that then had to be emptied out the following morning because he refused to go outside in the sub-zero temperatures.
It's cold.
I'm not a fucking animal. Style of things. It's good.
Yeah, those are weird things that the entertainment industry has provided for us.
I'd like to also point out that the Greeks there in that last thing had teal crests on them. I'm not going to say everybody's copying me now, but fuck Pete. Fairly certain teal wasn't a crest colour in ancient Greece. People are just jumping on the teal bandwagon.
Oh, if they hadn't dropped Clarkson off the cliff, Taurus, we wouldn't have this grand show of Grand Tour. Where they
didn't have any cliffs, unfortunately. The best they had was the boulder field, because they were they went to the North Pole in a 4x4, going fuck your Arctic expedition, driving around drinking inside. That's a great show.
It's a weird trio, those three.
Very much so. James Bay is great though.
Yeah, did you see his YouTube video where he's rebuilding the model train?
Which one? There was one where he was building one of his producer from Drive Tribe.
Yeah.
His father or grandfather had a train that had been sitting forever, and they'd stripped it back and
he goes into so much detail that you actually see his colleague going, "Oh no!" But I found it quite interesting.
It's fucking great. He used to have if you haven't seen it, he had a show called The Disassembler. It actually got 2 seasons where it would just be like, this week I've got a lawnmower to put together.
And it was great.
Fucking amazing.
He's got such an insight into old mechanics. It's just a joy to watch. So if you're interested in anything that's mechanical, not even especially cars, but anything that's some sort of engine in it, he's really able to tell you anything. I wonder what is happening to the pub he's bought.
It's interesting because they're not open at the moment, so I imagine hemorrhaging money is the answer.
Well, they made
a
video.
They were working on the principle that it was as long as it breaks even, they'll take the hit on it because they'd rather be in a town or village that had a pub.
Yeah, and actually he's sort of revamping it, renovating it.
Well, that's all done. I think they were done and dusted before Christmas, but the lockdown never really opened for them or lifted for them to open again. So so most of it's done dusted, if not all of it is done dusted. They just have to wait because they tested the menu out on members of Drive Tribe and Food Tribe. Have you seen he's got a cookery show on Amazon?
No.
Oh, it's great. Every week it starts with, "Hello, my name's James May and I can't cook. Welcome to my cookery show." And it has him he'll be doing something and it's like, "Oh cock, hang on," and then do that. And there'll be a top-down camera, for unboxings, and in the drawer is just like the cookery book open. And I go, okay, and then we'll close it, and they'll be doing stuff, and the crew will be, because the crew do cookery shows all the time, and they'll be doing "Oh, you've got to do this, you need to do that again so we can see it." He's going, "You hurry the fuck up! It's burning, or it's getting cold. Is that enough? Hang on, I'm going to get myself a bottle of beer or a glass of wine." It's constantly fucking tippling away like Keith Floyd. It's fantastic. I've watched it all.
I think the last videos I saw from him that were not Drive Tribe or Grand Tour was his trip to Japan. Which I found hilarious.
Oh man, Japan was great. It's very good. The new Dune movie. Dune. Looks fantastic. The trailer looks great, and somebody recently did not a review per se, but they were saying there'd been a test screening, and the audience all came back going, "It's great, terrific. If there was any problems, it's some of the characters don't get enough screen time for some things." So
excuse me.
I can't imagine it's going to be 7 hours long. It is Denis Villeneuve, though, so he probably is not adverse to having it close to 3 hours. Because if you think Blade Runner 2049 was 2.5, over 2.5.
And let's face it, as long as we are not able to go to the cinema, they probably aim for something that will be released on the interwebs, which could be any length.
It's been pushed to, I want to say October. Last I heard, and it was going to be simultaneous, HBO Max and cinema. They're doing that with most of their big titles this year, if not all of them. So if cinemas are open, they're not going to be able to take anywhere near full capacity. So,
well,
double downing on it.
That would mean I needed to go to the cinema.
December. What one's in October then? Because there's another film that's coming out. Oh, Ghostbusters Afterlife. The third Ghostbusters movie that has ever been made. Is coming out in October. That's it. Because I remember going in December, when the fuck is this out? I seen that trailer ages ago, and then Googling it, and it's like, oh Christ, it's like a fucking year away.
That's the one with the children finding Actor 1 in the barn, is it?
Yes.
I was looking forward to that too. Because there are only 3 Ghostbusters movies, as anybody knows.
Correctamundo. Correctamundo.
I'm not sure what you are talking about, Koenig.
I think Space Madness is set in there, mate.
I think you should go and take a walk.
Fever Dream, maybe?
Or maybe you need some fresh air.
Nightmare.
Drink more. You're dehydrated. You're dehydrated and hallucination.
Lay off the cheese.
James May, this is cheese.
Yeah, Danny's weird like that. I don't know. You know, he can slag it off all he wants, but the alternative is no big films will ever be made again, because if they can't find a way to make money for them,
good night, Amanda.
Then
thank you for
bye. Then they are just, you know, independent films will be the only thing that comes out, and you won't get these big spectaculars because no company will make them because they won't be able to recoup their money. And if they go, we're only going to release this in the cinema, where the majority of the world probably won't have cinemas open, every film that comes out is going to be a flop. And yes, great, people would probably want to see it in the cinema. I'm a big cinemaphile. I would love to see it on a massive screen. I sure as fuck won't be going to a cinema to sit in it during fucking Swamp Donkey 19 or whatever the thing's called. So yeah.
Crispin, I'm not sure what you mean about how to mod terrain, but if I can... maybe you try to get this book. It's made by a very lovely chap called Mel Bowes, the terrain tutor.
He may or may not be combing his pubes with a toothbrush right now. We don't know.
At least, I think he was planning on being on the OTT radio tomorrow or next week. I don't know.
Ooh, I don't know. At
least Warren hinted something, and Mel confirmed on his stream. Oh, talking about...
For Crisis Protocol scale, so like 40 mil helicarrier, or have you got one of the toy helicarriers and you're looking to just turn into something else? I'm so interested now.
Shouldn't the helicarrier be enormous for that scale?
Yes, yeah, it would be. That's, you know.
But the basic principle is remove anything that looks too toyish, prime it in a proper color, and add greebly bits.
It wouldn't be that big. They're only humans. Or do you mean comparatively speaking?
Yeah, comparatively speaking, because the gaming table is only so large.
Yeah, but still wouldn't be as big as a football field on a 6x4. Yeah, stick a post up and tag me in it. I'll have a nosy. Because I'm curious now. Like a bi-curious bee sting.
The thing with a terrain book, and this is going to be a... yeah, I somehow was able to shoot myself in the foot. I don't know, Jerry, did you ever watch Mel's Sunday night streams?
Oh god, yeah.
When he's putting up the Google Doc for people asking questions? I've asked him a question. He answered it by referring to his book. Which I didn't bother to look in the first place. Oh god,
you can say that shooting. You know,
I felt so badly, so dumb at that second.
But I put it to you. Did he know you had the book?
No, but I told him just after, because he was, wait, I had this in the book, let me show you. And I'm going, the book. Oh god, you stupid.
Because yeah, that's... It's always in the last place you look, as Billy Connolly says. I, for example, wouldn't look at the book. The book is for sitting on the shelf, not for looking in.
Or if it's a do-it-yourself book, like for Warren, it's to level tables.
No, just tag me. Just add Avernos so I can find it.
Yes,
without
Grumpy
having
Old Man.
to.
That's the book where somewhere in the back there should be every pledge to Hickey be mentioned, I think. Or is it a... no, it's a different sheet of paper, I think. I can't remember. Somewhere there was a list of backers, planned at least. Let me see and have nosy. Final thoughts, terrain, working with kits.
If you lost the page again.
Yes, always losing pages because that's how I mean. No, I think they didn't include the backers list. I think that was in the PDF only. And a sticker with an autograph. Also, I still need to build the Minimal. Minimal miniature.
Blah 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 blah.
No, sadly, at the back of the book there's nothing.
Or you just write your name in.
Oh, I could also...
Just with crayon.
What is it with you people and crayons?
It's a good look.
Don't you have proper writing tools?
Yeah.
Also, since
I'm just going to say crayon is best. Right? Because crayon doesn't smudge like pencil. And if you drop water on crayon, it doesn't smudge and goes crappy like ink.
Yeah, but
crayon is just predominantly
since this is a hardcover book and it's something about terrain, I could also use some carving tools and scratch my name into it.
That works too.
See, I'm not that stupid most of the time.
Yeah, don't worry about your collection.
What collection?
It's just the stuff we have in the background makes it look like he doesn't have an issue.
That's old board games, nothing to do with miniatures. And that is
Star Wars that doesn't
ignoring. Those are pre-painted. Those don't need assembly and painting.
Do bump do. So I was just checking the projects to see if he'd put his project up yet. He hasn't.
He hasn't? Lazy bastard.
Yeah, I know, it's terrible. I have to wait till tomorrow. After the stream ends, I'll be mostly putting transfers on B5. And then go to bed.
Tomorrow will be potentially Cult of Games Radio with Warren. What definitely will be is the Twitch stream from Atomic Mass Games, where they will reveal their future plans for all things Star Wars miniatures that have been pried from the dead corpse that is Fantasy Flight Games.
Nice.
This is going to be an interesting evening.
I'm trying to remember what time they said they were kicking off. I assume you're doing a live stream along with them. You and Wolf.
21 p.m. British Standard Time, 22 p.m.
Fuck, at 10 o'clock, they're making you stay up late, son. If we'd known that, we would have kept the half hour. You need your sleep at your age. What happens if you doze off in the middle of it and wake up and you've missed all the exciting stuff?
Well, we will then have
terrible.
a grunt laughing at my expense.
I'll just keep sending you texts throughout the night to make sure you're awake.
Oh yeah, that's it. I'm going to connect my mobile then to some sort of electric shock device. You're dozing off again. Yes, that's on Twitch, Corny Old Man. I don't know what their Twitch URL is. Just look for Atomic Mass Games. If I'm feeling up to it, I'm going to live stream because if actually Warren tomorrow has Mel and what's his face? God, I can't remember his name.
Was it Dave Taylor?
Dave, yes. They would be in both. If they're on the radio, I'm probably not making a live stream from it because I really want to hear what they have to say. I'm still much baffled by the one weekender you guys did with Mel when he did this tour for his buck Kickstarter with the following up a weekender from regarding all things depressions and Black Dog and such things. Which is, in my opinion, still one of the best episodes ever.
It's the one I masturbate to most regularly, yeah. Sometimes it's difficult to stave it off, but you know. Hope you weren't drinking when I said that. I can't. Oh, here's their social. Follow our social. Atomic Mass Games. Blah 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 blah. Blah blah blah. Don't care. Don't care. Join us live. Their Twitch, and this will surprise you, their Twitch handle is Atomic Mass Games, all one word. So yeah, so if you're looking for them, that's where you find them.
Yeah. There.
See, just like that. That's what it is. So I imagine that's where they'll be.
Jerry?
Yes?
This has been a ride. And we're close to 30 minutes.
30 minutes, yeah. Almost spot on to 30 minutes.
Yes. So with that
Don't want
said...
to gild the lily.
No, also, I'm nearly out of booze.
Oh, no.
Yes.
That is terrible.
Now everyone, panic.
Like, subscribe.
Do all the things.
Follow him on Twitch. Check him out on Instagram at XXX Sundancer Nudes XXX.
No, that's my OnlyFans page. You still got
OnlyFans.
those wrong.
Yeah. Tatty bye.
Have a good one. Thank you for everybody listening here, and for all the ones who are looking on YouTube. Why weren't you there when it was live, you cunts? Bye.